Where did you grow up and all that stuff?
They found me in a sack.
All right, I'm going to warn you, this is probably part 1 of 5. Alan and I have known each other for like 40 years, and we had a lot to talk about. In case you don't know, you know Alan, you probably just don't know the face, but this is Alan Klepper with KOFM Radio. And how long have you been on KOFM?
This time?
Oh, there's 2.
This is the 3rd time I've been there. And this time, 26 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What is it in total?
Total time in Enid broadcasting?
I'm going to make them do math.
I came to Enid in 1986.
Oh my gosh.
I've been doing broadcasting for 43 years, I think. All total.
Mackerel, Alan,
Count no issue. Yeah.
Wow.
A long freaking time.
So you're not from Enid, though?
No.
Oh, so let's go back. Go way back. Back in the olden days. Where did you grow up and all that stuff?
They found me in a sack.
Okay, on the side of the road.
I'm from Byron, Oklahoma, northern Alfalfa County. Salt Plains Lake, goes straight north.
Oh.
Little bitty town.
Up near...
just south of Amarita, 1 mile.
That didn't help.
No. Cherokee, Burlington.
Cherokee.
Straight east of Burlington, straight north
of
way up
Helena.
On the
line. Yeah. On the state line.
If you went to Helena and went straight north, I'm right straight, 8 miles from Kansas.
Okay.
Middle of nowhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And you went to school there?
I went to school at Burlington. Actually, I went to school at Amarita for the first year before they consolidated the districts. It's a long story, Jack. You're not going to do this in one episode. It's not going to happen.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you graduated in Burlington.
I graduated in Burlington.
Okay.
Decided I was going to be an architect.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Went to Northwestern.
Okay.
Dr. Brown Rigg at Northwestern was my first drafting and design teacher in Alva.
Yeah.
And then I went to Oklahoma State. Go Pokes. My sophomore, junior year as architecture student, halfway through my junior year, I went, no, I don't want to do this anymore.
Oh my gosh, that's kind of like a late shift.
Yeah, and it came on the tail end of a 4.5 day long project with no sleep. On the 5th day, I'm starting to see things coming out of the bushes as I'm walking across campus that aren't there. And I got a D on the project, and I was like, no, I'm not doing this anymore.
Wow.
And so I went back to the dorm, opened up the syllabus, and looked and went, radio looks easy. Let's just try it. I got to get it.
You can talk.
I got to get out of college. I got to have a degree. And it was a temporary fix. And the moment I walked into those studios at OSU, I'm going, this is it.
You liked it. Wow.
So
did you do actual radio on campus? Or
I worked for 3 years at KVRO in Stillwater on the Strip. Where Jimmy John's is on the Strip now, that's where the radio station was.
Oh, no kidding.
Imagine being in college at a rock and roll station on the Strip. You just fill in whatever blank you want to fill in, and it was probably true.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow, that was pretty crazy. So then now, how did you end up in Enid? Or is there a big piece missing?
Jack, everything's got a story.
So after you like ate lunch with Garth Brooks and
I never met Garth.
That era?
It was that era.
Okay.
Garth would have been down at the, I don't know, whatever bar he was in. I was an Eskimo Joe's kid.
Okay.
And so we never met, but it's exactly the same time frame.
You probably passed somewhere in there, you just didn't know it.
Yeah. Okay. He was playing James Taylor down at I can't remember the name of the bar anyway. And I'm playing rock and roll in the north end of the Strip, and we just never met. But to answer the question, I was getting ready to graduate from college, and I wanted to do radio in Colorado on the mountain range. So I applied at every station in Colorado Springs. Nobody hired me. Came back through with my tail between my legs. Last trip to Stillwater to get my stuff and go back home and live with my parents in northern Alfalfa County.
In the basement under the garage.
Exactly, kinda, yeah, more than you realize. And stopped in by Enid on the way through just on a whim to get a part-time temporary radio gig, and was hired the very day I stopped in.
Wow.
I stopped in and 3 hours after I applied, I got the job.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And that was a temporary thing. I thought, well, I'll stick around for a while. And then I met my wife, and she said, you have to stay. And that was in 1988 when we got married.
Wow.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And every K in the Enid market, yes.
Okay.
All of them.
All
I've
of
worked
them
at all of
were
them.
you there?
Yeah,
Okay.
one way or another.
But you just stuck with the KOFM.
Yeah.
But were you always on KOFM, or were you on the AM too?
I was on, yes, I was on both.
Okay.
On KGWA, I was the morning news guy for about 2 years. KOFM, when it was rock and roll, I was middays.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
You'll turn us into history of Enid broadcasting?
No, that's okay. I don't have that much time. That'll be part 2.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, yeah.
Wow.
So I worked there for a while, then left, then came back, then left, and came back a third time. And here I am on the third trip. So, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
You were telling me, we meet in Lowe's like all the time. You know, we're both remodelers, or we're too cheap or
Weekend
too broke
warriors
to have somebody do it. So yeah.
Yes, we're
that's it.
cheap.
Yes.
Yeah.
And cheap sounds better than broke. So you were telling me you had a little trouble with your accent.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to have to recreate it so it'll work because
Okay, go ahead.
my grandparents lived in Durant,
Okay.
Southeast Oklahoma. When you're in Southeast Oklahoma and your name is Klepper, it's Clipper.
Clipper.
And so my dialect in Byron, I've got to think about it. It's my name is Alan Clipper from Byron. Kind of like this right here, and that's how I talked when I was growing up. It's really hicky. She said, I sound like Reba, but I didn't say y'all because that's a Southeast Oklahoma thing. Up there in the farm, it was really much, it was weird. And so in the broadcasting area at OSU, we had a guest speaker from NBC, Edwin Newman. And I met with Mr. Newman afterwards. I said, hey, I sound like I'm from the Hicks, from the Sticks. He goes, well, where are you from? And I said, I'm from Oklahoma. And he goes, well, why wouldn't you want to sound like where you're from? And somewhere along the line, I lost the dialect. I lost the twang. It's still in there, but
yeah, you can bring it out if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have the same problem with my East Coast thing.
And yours is still in there too.
Yeah, I bring it out once in a while. In fact, my wife, we go back. I'm from Rhode Island, and occasionally, when my temper gets up, the accent comes back.
Yeah.
And there was a running joke that we were at the airport, things weren't going well back in Rhode Island. She says, boy, you went Rhode Island really fast that time. All right. So, but you have some great hobbies, like remodeling houses and all these other kind of things, and you want to do a podcast. And so what's going on in Alan's head?
Right now in 2025, what's going on as we wrap up 2025? Dude, it's gone, I've shifted again.
Okay.
It's the carpentry stuff, the woodworking, the table saw is always going to be in the shed. That's just
And you still have all your fingers?
I still have all my fingers,
good.
although I almost cut the thumb off about 3 years ago.
Okay.
My son now has his own house in the Waverly Edition in Enid, so it's classic architecture, all that stuff.
Wow.
But this year, I entered the Oklahoma School of Ministry through the Assemblies of God, and I'm working on my credentialing to become a something. And I don't know what that is yet.
Okay, but you're working towards something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I will end up with a degree in basically, if I want to be a preacher, I could be a preacher, but I don't want to be a preacher.
Anybody gets married again, you know.
Yeah, I can marry you,
Alan. And
I could marry somebody.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that. I'm just following the call.
Okay. So is this like an actual degree, or is
well,
it'll
be like a certification.
Okay.
But it'll be like the first step in a 3-step process.
I gotcha.
So.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a shift.
So.
But that's something you've been building up to for a long time.
I wanted to be a preacher when I was 15.
Okay.
Somebody offered to pay for my schooling when I was 30, and I told God no twice. Third time, I'm like, no, I got to say yes.
Got to finish it now.
So what I want to do, broadcasting, podcasting, I just want to share good stuff, stuff like you do, and put my faith to it. So that's as I get more mature, and but believe it or not, I'm no longer 30. Finally passed the 30 mark a while back.
Okay.
And so I want to. The next chapter is going to be that. I just don't know what it is yet. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
My hobbies will be hanging out with people, making people happy. That's it right there.
Well, yeah. I'm glad that you're no longer hanging from a crane.
Nope.
for 48 hours,
No.
or in a scuba tank with fish for,
Yeah.
some of the gimmicks. You used
Well,
to-
that was all Make-A-Wish stuff. That was when we were doing we're still doing Make-A-Wish stuff.
they're not quite as exotic.
I just can't do it anymore. Quite honestly. Well, first of all, my boss told me I won't do it anymore. So it's not that I can't, it's that I can't.
Yeah.
But there are some things like I'm physically not able to just, it's too much.
I get it.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think the best one was they brought in a semi-truck sized fish tank, and you were in it, broadcasting from the fish tank.
It's the Bathtubs of Oklahoma thing, the thing they put on every show that does fishing lure demonstrations. It's that tank.
Okay.
We'd fill it full of water. I'd put the scuba gear on and spend the day underneath the water, broadcasting from there with a full face mask. And it sounds so much more fun than it actually was, because I've just sat in a chair all day long looking at people and
After
waving.
the first 5 minutes, it's kind of that.
It's just like, okay, here we are. So, but I'm a certified diver. That counts.
Oh no, you had to go do that.
Well, you sit under the water so long with that tank on, you put in your time on paper, and so all I had to do was go to 10 Killer and go scuba diving. And I literally did. They're like, okay. And I certified 3 certifications in 2 days.
Oh my gosh.
Technically, it's on paper, man. I wouldn't want to just.
That is
but
great.
I'm a open water scuba.
Okay.
I'm a dry suit diver and a nitrox diver, which allows me to go super deep if I was
If you
stupid
choose
enough
to do so.
Yeah, no, and I don't.
That is crazy.
There's nothing like sitting at 65 feet on the bottom of a 10 Killer lake looking around in the darkness.
Oh, that was part of it?
That was part of it.
Oh yeah, okay.
Have you ever done scuba diving?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been snorkeling in this much
Well,
water.
The first,
but
the first lesson you do is you go down about 30 feet deep, which is scary deep, and you have to take your mask off, and then figure out how to
get it back on.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna dim it. It's about blowing bubbles through your nose and get the water out of the mask. Then they reach up and pull the regulator out of your mouth, and you have to go up to the surface without air.
Without air. Yeah, okay.
You'll blow up, by the way. You'll explode if you don't exhale when you're going up. It's compressed air. It's physics. I don't understand it. It's physics, dude. So anyway,
see, I go from the other direction. I like to fly a lot. So it's the fall. It's not the fall that kills you. It's a sudden stop.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah. So same kind of training, I guess.
Kind of the same idea. It's keeping your head about you. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Oh, that's funny. Well, what are some of the other crazy things that radio has led you to?
Flying.
Okay.
Thunderbirds.
That's right.
I did the F-16 ride with them.
Did you throw up?
Yes.
Okay.
1,000 times.
Oh.
There's nothing like being over Fairview, watching Fairview spin like a dime, and doing I think that was a 6G turn. I think it was 6 or 7. I can't remember. But no.
Yeah,
Again, one of those. Well, I couldn't. There's no. Neither one of us could do it now. We would die.
Yeah.
We'd come home a corpse. It's weird.
Wow. I remember Curtis Tucker did it, and we went with him with the cameras and everything, and that's a really cool little episode we did. I don't know if you saw that.
I've seen it. Yep.
He did not throw up, or he said he didn't. But
dude, it was bad.
Yeah.
I had to go home for 2 days. I'm not lying. It killed me. Yeah. Wow. So I'm not meant to do that.
I'd like to go for a nice ride, but you don't have to kill me doing it.
They did the F-16 the whole show. He did the whole every maneuver, corkscrew, all that, and
No, that's okay.
And I got to ride in a T-38 with Colonel Mack.
Really?
One
was
of
that
the
a
honorary
more
commanders.
normal one?
That was, I still threw up though, but it was a normal one. It's like we take off and we buzz woodring, and about the time I'm throwing up by the time we get off I'm not meant to be off the ground.
Now, have you done a helicopter?
Never.
Much more subtle.
No.
Yes.
Did a biplane during Summerfest years ago, and a B-20. There was a B-25, I think, that they dropped in on woodring.
Yep.
I've had my fair share of aircraft rides.
Okay.
So, let's see, snorkeling, hanging off of cranes.
I remember the crane one.
Yeah. Lot of went to Europe, went to Poland.
For work?
For work. They
What was
sent me to
that for?
Poland to be an advisor for a Polish. This is so long, Jack. I'm telling you, southern Poland around Katowice, Gliwice, and Auschwitz. I went to Auschwitz during that visit. Yeah, it gets dark, part of it. But I got to go to Poland to show these crazy Polish broadcasters how to act like an American broadcaster.
Oh my gosh.
It was fun.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah.
Okay. Did they speak any English?
Nope. I had an interpreter for 10 days. Think of this. a Polish DJ and an English DJ trying to do radio together, it was insane. With an interpreter in the middle, yeah. But
and this was part of like international broadcasters thing or something?
My boss does, I think you know Kyle Williams does
Kyle's
a lot of,
a good friend.
he does a lot of Christian fundraising, and when he's not digging water wells in Niger and going to India and
putting
all
up
of these
big Christmas trees.
Yeah, and bringing up, one of the ministries was Southern Poland into the Czech Republic,
Yes.
where a lot of really dark stuff happens.
Wow.
So that was what it was about, was they were on a mission. I was part of that mission. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I've never heard of a mission teaching radio. So
No,
that was,
they're a top 40 station in Gliwice, which is about the size of Dallas. It's a big city.
Oh my gosh.
It's a huge city. And while they're not doing top 40 radio, they're doing Christian work. And they needed to know how to break that wall, because these guys grew up during the Iron Curtain era, where you're just like, I don't know anything, you know. And so I was trying to teach them how to do this right here. It was weird, but it worked. They figured it out.
That's pretty fun.
Taught them how to be a goofball DJ.
So tell us a little bit about your day. I know that you know, you and I collaborate on storm chasing, or we used to a lot anyway. And then you know, I would call Alan and say, there's like a tornado north of town. Are you going to go on the air? What? Oh, yep,
Yeah. What? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Now we have apps that tell us that kind of thing.
Yeah. So that part I don't do so much anymore because of the apps. I'm like, so you want me to go on the air and remind you what you already know?
Yeah, we're
It
already
seems
looking
kinda
at the
silly.
radar Alan's telling us about.
Yeah. So I'm always prepared for the aftermath, and thank God we haven't had that. But that's actually, from that standpoint, I'm prepared with emergency management of going, what happens if, and I hope it never happens.
Yep.
Well, you know, if the half of northern Oklahoma turns into a Moore situation, that's what we're always ready for.
Sure.
So I don't deal with the weather so much, aside from the forecasts.
We had a situation here last, I don't chase much anymore, but for those of you who don't know, I was a professional storm chaser for Channel 5 for almost 20 years. And since I backed off of that, now I stage at our fire station as a command center, and I help them steer the spotters around and tell them it's probably time to blow the siren and those kind of things. And so I'm their mouthpiece, if you would. You know, I'll go live and tell people what's going on. So last year, there was a tornado. Hennessy was okay, but there was a tornado approaching downtown Kingfisher. And the emergency manager and I were communicating like nonstop. And he says, I need help. We can't get the sirens to work. And so I had to go live, and I had to say, take cover now. There's a tornado, radar indicated tornado in city proper, downtown city proper of Kingfisher. Fortunately, it never really touched down. It just kind of bounced around and then took off. But
and that's where my role has changed so much. Radio used to be like it was the cornerstone of everything. It's where you got your news, your weather, your sports, the local soda shop rumor and everything. One of the emergency management teams across this part of the state are phenomenal, and they've got their own processes, and so I just stay out of the way. And they know how to get a hold of me if they need me. And fortunately,
if they need a broader voice or something.
Just the whole, you know, stay out of Kingfisher, stay out of Hennessy, or whatever.
So you're on the air. I know you have a lot of tools, so you don't have to be on the air you don't have to be in the studio all day long. But so you go on pretty early in the morning. 5 days a week.
My show is 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. daily.
Okay.
Magic Behind the Curtain, I'm actually live at 6. I'm really in there at 6 in the morning. I stay live till 9-ish, 10-ish, depending on the day. And then the rest of it's mostly pre-recorded. But it's you've been in the studio. That's also the production studio. So we've got guests coming in to do commercials. So I really am in the studio.
You're just not the
I'm not just
what they're
doing
hearing
live
has been
radio.
pre-recorded. I
So,
thought it was neat. There's that big pothole I was telling you.
yeah, there's the pothole shaking the.
We have a
building.
giant pothole in front of our building, and we've asked ODOT a couple of times to fill it, and they go, "Oh yeah, we'll get to that." So the way the station operates now, it's you can tell it to play 4 songs this commercial goes here, you insert the time, and you kind of build a playlist.
Right.
So you're not having to push the button to play the music and things like that. So you can do a lot of things remotely.
Yeah. Because our music director does the music for us and ingests it into, what's the word? Yeah, into the computer. And then the program director tells the on-air staff what to do. And the production director takes care of the commercials. So between the commercials and the songs, it's all taken care of by those people.
So you just come in and fill in the holes in between.
Unfortunately, I'm the program director, music director, operations manager. People ask me, going, "Are you the only person there?" And I'm like,
Band-Aid.
honest to goodness, at this moment in my life, I am a one-man wrecking show. Yeah, but that's a temporary thing that's going on right now. But we're just
You're so
so I really do.
You're short-staffed.
We're short-staffed right now. So to answer your question, my day is a full day between 6 and 3 p.m. But it's the same hour. It's 8-hour day, like anybody else's. Little lunch an hour in there. So on Mondays I take care of the music, which is researching the charts, old school, same way as it's always done. Rearranging it, and then I tell my computer, okay, generate me 7 days worth of logs. So while it's over there doing its thing, I go into the other room and I look at the production schedule that the production director needs to look and take care of. And so a lot of times during those little song sweeps, I'm doing that stuff. And because of technology, I can access the different computers from the one room. And so it's just a lot of juggling right now.
So those of you who don't know, production is generally like recording a radio commercial or something like that.
That kind of thing. Yeah. So there's a lot of magic behind it. Lots of magic.
And you can almost run it by your phone now.
I can run it by my phone.
I know when we do those live remotes, I can actually see on the phone what the next song is coming up and all these kind of things.
We could, if we had it right here, I could pull up a laptop, pull up the on-air computer, and we could go to town from right here, right now.
Wow.
So that part's been easier. It's a lot more lonely than it used to be. Talking about being on the air a long time ago, in 1986, I had 15 employees on the on-air staff. We had 5 full-timers and 10 part-timers, and the computer's just simply taking those jobs away.
Well, I was surprised that, well, I wasn't surprised, but I learned that like Sirius and the big international broadcasters, they're in their underwear in their spare bedroom running those shows.
Yeah, they are.
And they're all just uploaded to the satellite.
Well, you worked for the big people at one point in time. I was talking with Westwood One Radio Networks, huge, out of LA. They have 2 people working for them now. Pretty much 2 people do the whole thing.
Everyone else is freelancers working at home.
It's insane. So everybody everywhere in the industry of broadcasting it's at a weird time right now. And those of us that have been here for a long time are trying to figure out what's next? Why are we still standing? What are we doing
why
now?
am I here? Is anyone listening? So what's going on the AM side? Do you even have anybody over there right now?
It's running its thing. Because, I mean, let's be honest, talk radio now, it's still viable.
Yeah.
And and still everybody's talking politics still. I try to stay away from that part of it. So
don't push that button.
No, not at all.
Oh, that's crazy. And now you've done a lot of video. I noticed that you do a lot of little live videos and things like that, and that was a learning curve, I guess.
It's still a learning curve. Doing podcasting, I was doing podcasting for a while. That fell apart. So here I am doing your podcast with you.
There you go.
But I found out it's actually easier to go hang out with other people and let them do it and let you promote me, and then I can walk away and do whatever I want. But
we'll put your email address here.
I would love, man, I would love to do what you're doing here. I just don't have the time.
Yeah, I understand. You know, we were talking about that a lot of the podcasters and things like that. Well, there's 2 things that drive me crazy about podcasters. There's 3. One is, why do they always have to have a big giant microphone?
Yeah, that's
okay.
silly.
You don't see our microphones. Magic. Okay. And you always you don't realize that the successful ones have a big team behind them running that.
Yeah.
And you know, right now there are other people over there. Hi.
But those are not. That's a camera. Oh,
yeah.
I didn't. Yeah.
But it takes a lot to do it full time.
Yeah.
You know, you've always at least one or two people behind the one you see on the
Well,
podcast.
and podcasting was 10 years ago, 15 years ago, everybody was doing it. Everybody thought they were going to be famous. Then the big ones, just like everything else, the big ones got huge and left everybody else in the dust. And so now you're either great at it or you just don't exist. And right now I just don't exist in it.
Sure.
Because to be honest with you, radio is still viable. It's still, and that's my wheelhouse.
Yep.
So you may see me do a little Facebook Live, pictures grinning and that kind of thing, but it's not high tech.
Yeah.
Not yet anyway. So
Yep.
someday, never say never.
Our big question always is, I ask high school kids all the time, I say, so how do you get your news and information? And a very common answer is the talking fish on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, okay.
Be careful what you trust, especially now.
Yeah.
I got to be honest. That's why I've decided to stay in radio, because this right here, this can't.
Works.
That is real. That right there is real.
Yep.
Everything else is honestly questionable. And so, COVID did me a favor. We should have talked about this a long time ago. COVID did me a favor. The gentleman that played in the Blind Side, what's his name? The dude that played with Sandra Bullock, the black football player, the Blind Side.
Oh, I know who you mean. Yeah, but
Quentin Aaron, something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I met him right on the tail end of COVID, and he was here in Northwest Oklahoma. He was actually at the Longdale Speedway. They were doing some stuff. Wow. Yeah, it's a long story.
Okay.
He said, you know, it's been 2 years since I've given somebody a hug. In California, they won't let me hug anybody. And I was like, and he reached out, picked me up off the ground.
He's a big guy.
He began weeping like a baby.
Wow.
He cried for 5 minutes. I felt like a rag doll. He just needed somebody to hug. And it kind of changed me. It kind of broke me a little bit, Jack. I was like, what? Are people really this lonely? And then I found out right after that in one of our broadcasts that we had finally decided to get out of the studio and go outside. A listener did the same thing, going, can I take off my mask and just get out and talk to you? And I'm like, yeah. Well, I wasn't sure. And we lost our minds for a while.
Yeah.
And so I've decided the rest of my career is going to be very real. I'm not going to try to fool anybody. I'm not going to fake people and do stupid stuff on the air. It's going to be real stuff. So,
you know, we had, excuse me, got my pen.
Yep.
We were fortunate. I know Enid, not quite so much, but here in Hennessy, where we're based, it was very, very different. You know, if you were wearing a mask, you were the weird guy kind of a thing here. And then it was like, you go to Oklahoma City and they won't even let you in a building.
Right.
And it was like, oh my gosh, what's wrong with you people? So, you know, it was hard living in a little sheltered community like we have to go out into it, and it was pretty crazy.
I remember interviewing, it was Fairview, the FFA instructor at Fairview back a few years ago about it. He said, we all caught it. He said the entire town had COVID. We knew we had already had it. We were in a bubble, so we all quit wearing masks. What was the point?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I know the same thing happened here in Hennessy. They just kept me in my little bubble because they didn't want me to get sick.
Yeah.
So they required.
Did you stay home?
I stayed home for about 2 months, but I couldn't do it. I'm like, I'm not meant to be alone that long. But I just, and I'm not judging I'm not here to judge how people handled it. But I learned, and I think you guys learned too. We need each other.
Yeah.
We gotta have each other, and we can't be alone. And I just want people to understand I actually care. I really do care. It's not an act. And I don't want people to perceive it as an act. It's not some cliche weird thing. I genuinely care about Northern Oklahoma. This is where I'm from. You know what? I actually had supper with your mayor last night.
Really?
So, yeah.
Where was that?
Saturday night, I guess. Yeah. At my wife's office's
How's
Christmas
that connected?
party, because his wife is working with
there?
my wife.
Oh, no kidding. Oh.
Randy.
Got some insider stuff
Yeah.
there now. Good. Okay.
A guy named Bonstead. You probably
Yes.
don't know him. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just stuff. We're
Yes.
all really related around here if we really look a minute. And so I just want us to act like that. I don't want to do big town broadcasting. That's dumb.
Yeah, I get it. It's all car commercials and
Yeah, I would live in Hennessy if I could.
Oh, come on down.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
So the big question is, what is the most outrageous stunt that you've had to do during your radio career? Is there what's the big one?
They're all so stupid. We did a summer of stunts with the Oklahoma Blood Institute, our Blood Institute.
Okay.
And every time we did a blood drive, I had to do something stupid.
Okay.
I was
Was it something that drew blood? So we would.
Well, no, but I mean, one of them did. I was like the human target for paintball on one of them. I got to roll the roller girls of Enid, the skate town. They did the roller derby thing.
Yes. Okay.
That was one of the dumbest things ever. I still hurt from that one. Human car wash that week, just the whole thing. But those lifts that we're doing for Make-A-Wish and the scuba thing, that's probably the craziest stuff ever. Being way up high in the Oklahoma wind. That's why the boss made us quit. It's like, dude, you're gonna fall out of that thing. So,
yeah. The lawyer said we're probably not gonna recover from one of those.
But just stunts may not be the right. I've just been so blessed. There's so many things I've gotten to do because of that. Driving race cars, flying, hanging out in aircraft, doing the stuff that feels like an adventure show, even if it is for just a moment. It's been fun.
And that's the fun with anything in broadcast. You know, I was on the television side. You've always been on radio, and you get into some situations where, why am I here?
Yeah.
You know, this is no one has access to this. You know, I think I've interviewed 3 sitting presidents.
Yeah.
All, you know, Garth and Trisha and Winona Judd and Jeff Foxworthy and all like this kind of a setting.
Yeah.
And they're.
What's your favorite interview? Who's the one?
Oh, Jeff Foxworthy.
Foxworthy. Yeah.
I had. I'll give you that quick short version of that. I was coming home from Enid, and my producer with ABC News called and said, "Could you run over to Orange Peel and get a interview with Jeff Foxworthy?" And I says, "What am I gonna do? Like just bang on his door and say," she says, "We'll take care of it. Head that way." So I continued on, picked up my wife. I thought this will be fun. I'll take her with me, and we went over. And you go into Gallagher Ibo is where the communication center is to get your credentials.
Right.
And the lady said, and I was expecting a typical media thing where there's five or six other media people, and they talk. You just listen in and get the footage.
Yeah.
So I get my credentials, and the lady says, "Oh, you're with ABC News. Here's your credentials. Your one-on-one is at 6 o'clock. One-on-one." She says, "Yeah, you're it. No one else is here." Okay. I probably need some questions. So I mean, I'm literally Alan. My wife had a napkin and I had a pen, and I'm writing on a napkin some questions to ask him, so I didn't look like a complete idiot when we get in there.
Yeah.
And we open the door. No entourage.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there in a chair. He jumps up, and probably the nicest guy I have ever met. He helped me set up my lights, and I just said, "Jeff, this is amazing." And he took off, and I don't think I had to ask him a single question.
Let me guess, he talked about arrowheads.
Oh, yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've interviewed him too.
Okay.
And you're right. He's one of my favorite ones. He's just real.
That was just
He
so
could
much
come
fun.
to Hennessy or wherever and camp out, and you wouldn't realize it was him unless he told you. Yeah. He's real people. Yeah.
So, and then I guess you've interviewed Garth Brooks.
Garth,
he was.
Garth is a little odd, speaking in third person.
Yes.
Talks about the thing Garth, we at Garth. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it.
And he does have the entourage.
It is weird, yeah.
But
Aaron Tippin is a lot like Jeff Foxworthy.
really?
Yeah. Yeah, he's very, very, very humble and very, he would help you. My favorite one, though, is Marion Ross.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. Richie Cunningham's mom.
Yep.
She was so sweet.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
that was a while ago.
It hadn't been long ago. It's maybe 5 years ago or so.
Yeah.
But I talked to her about how much Henry Winkler was cool when I was in high school, and how just, because I had related to Richie. And she ended the interview with, I kid you not, she ended the interview turning into Mrs. Cunningham and just started treating me like a kid. It was awesome. Yeah.
Oh, that is so much fun.
Yeah.
Well, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot we didn't even touch
Oh,
on,
it's
and
super superficial
Yep.
interview here.
you
Yeah.
can we'll put part 2 and make
All right.
this thing a.
You should open up questions. What do people want to know?
Oh, hey, now that's an idea.
What do you want to know?
Yeah.
I mean, 43 years is a long freaking time.
Yes.
There's a lot of.
Maybe in the comments,
Yeah.
you should tell us what you want to know about Alan. This would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Appreciate
Alan,
you, my friend.
thank you for hanging out.
Always.
All right.
Yep.
See you next time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stay tuned.